She's making her way. She comes from the south and she's making her way. For the latest news, click on her page. She's the new way. The Aallyah Wright Show gon' lead the way. Passion, purpose, people, flair. Uplift one another and have confidence anywhere. God is great. Love, pray. Dedication and motivation. We gon' give you the news today. Let's go.
Okay, y'all. I know I say this all the time, but I am super excited about today's guest. First up, we have Mr. Kierre Rimmer, who is the CEO of F.L.Y Zone, Forever Lifting Youth, a nonprofit organization focused on uplifting, motivating, and mentoring young folks in Bolivar County and across the Mississippi Delta. He is a motivational speaker, an education advocate, an actor, a husband, and a father. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Kierre Rimmer. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I thank you for that awesome F.L.Y introduction. I had to salute you for the intro. I wasn't expecting all of that good stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. I mean, you have a ton of accolades, and I have not even touched the surface of all the things that you've been doing. Oh my goodness, and we'll get into it. So I met you a while back. I think I was just starting out as a reporter in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And it was through your work at F.L.Y Zone where we first connected. And when I met you, I just remember just saying, oh my goodness, he is inspiring these kids. He's motivating them to move. Like he is the real deal. And, you know, what struck me too was not only did you care about, you know, young folks being successful in academics, you cared about them being successful in life. Talk a little bit about where your activism started. How long have you been doing this work?
Well, actually, I put a name on it in 2013, but my wife always reminds me that I was doing it like way before then. I had, you know, once you're doing something for so long, you just find yourself doing it. You don't realize that you're really doing it. But again, I put the name F.L.Y Zone on it in 2013. During the summer of 2013, because it was an answer to a big problem here in Cleveland. A lot of shootings, different things like that was going on. So I decided to, I guess, offer a safe haven for the young people to come in and just feel safe, be a young kid, share their goals, share their dreams, share their thoughts, and we try to mold that and push them into greatness. So it's been a great journey with some ups and downs, but overall, it's been good. So I thank God for entrusting me with that, because I always tell people, F.L.Y Zone is not a good idea, it's definitely a God idea.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love that. And I know you've created so many different programs through F.L.Y Zone. For people who, you know, have not interacted with you or know about your work, just tell us a little bit about F.L.Y Zone and some of the things that you've created and you provide for the students.
Since 2013, we've been meeting weekly. Before COVID, it was on Wednesday, and we named it we spelled it WINSDAY. We win on that day, but my work schedule has changed, so we can't meet on Wednesday, so it's on Saturdays now. But during that time, we do ACT prep, voters registration. We make sure all of our kids get a library card. We have different speakers to come in. I'm sorry we never did get you on our schedule, but we got to get you on. Whether it's a preacher, pastor, entrepreneur, doctor, lawyer, because my biggest thing is I don't want the kids to always hear my voice, because I'm sure I can become stale or old to them, but I want to hear a different voice, but still sharing my passion. So we try to put different faces, different voices before their eyes and in their ears, so they'll know that it's more than me that's really concerned about it. So I've had the opportunity to partner with different school districts where I've been allowed to present character education, F.L.Y Zone Character Ed, where we talk about anti-bullying, anti-drugs, saying no to premarital sex, GED prep, workforce development, providing haircuts. So salute to all the barbers that's on my team for doing that. We've done reading projects at different schools where we give away iPads. We give away bikes every Christmas, BIKE, believe in kids excelling. We've done excursions to Atlanta, St. Louis, to show the kids that we can have fun and be entertained at the same time. So we've done a lot of different things. And we've done 3 annual youth conferences where I had the pleasure of bringing the original Freeway Rick Ross to be our last speaker at our youth conference. So we've done a lot. And for those that want to follow me on my Instagram and social media, F.L.Y Zone Facebook Facebook page to find and show a lot of what we do and what we do.
How have you, because I've seen and been in some of those spaces with the kids, and you've touched a lot of kids. You have great enrollment, and one of the things that I've heard and I continue to hear when it comes to attitudes about youth in the Delta is that, oh, they don't listen. They don't want to be mentored. Those kids are going to do whatever they want to do, X, Y, and Z. And you are, well respected. Can you talk about some of the things and some of the ways that you've been able to build trust with kids? You've been able to, really be a mentor to them and change lives. Because I'm sure there's a lot of, men in your position who would love to learn from you and see how they can do the same thing in their communities.
Honestly, I think it was just my consistency. Even though we only meet once a week, but if I see a kid that's in my group or another kid in the community that I recognize, I always genuinely ask them, like, man, how you doing? Or young lady, how you doing? And I try to offer an ear and just see what's going on. Just be consistent, always answer my phone. Like, I got a 15-passenger van with my phone number on the side. Now, I just want to always be consistent, and I always want to be accessible. And for the ones that say, well, these kids, they're not going to listen, they listening to somebody. And what they're listening to, that whatever or whoever is consistent in their ear, whether it's their favorite rapper on YouTube or video, they listening. They definitely listen to somebody. So we got to make sure what they're listening to and what they're seeing is something positive and something contrary to the negative stuff. Because they're being exposed, but they're just being exposed to the wrong thing. So I definitely thank God for allowing me to always be consistent and always be accessible. So I thank my wife for allowing me to fly around everywhere I go. So, because I'm sure it gets she misses me sometimes. So, but I try to do all I can because I believe that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I do believe that. So again, consistency and accessibility. The kids need that.
Yes. What keeps you going? I know you have to be tired. You have to get some sleep or something.
Yes. I guess I see the need. It's definitely a need for what I do and what I provide. And I'm sure I don't have all the answers, but I do have some of the answers. I definitely want to, when I die, I just want to be, as my dad says, when I die, I want to make sure I'm empty. I want to give it all. I just pray that God allows me to sleep and get rest so I can be energized for the next day. Because I do believe that there's a kid somewhere looking and watching. So I want to make sure when they see me or when they hear me, I'm giving them what they need. So
most definitely. One thing you mentioned was partnerships, and I believe in the power of partnerships. Yes. Can you talk about, how do you approach partnerships? How are you able to network with people to help expand your reach? Because I think sometimes people are in silos. They don't want to reach out. They don't want to partner with people. They want to do their thing and you doing your thing over there. Talk about how you've, been able to create successful partnerships and relationships with people.
I guess, again, it goes back to my consistency and my accessibility. Because me being consistent allows other people that want to do the work that I'm doing but don't know how, when they see me, they be like, oh man, let me help this guy. For instance, I can never forget how, I'm so grateful and thankful to Neil and Sonia Anderson, the owners of Domino's here in Cleveland. When I first started off, I was purchasing pizza on Wednesdays because I think you can't talk to a kid or inspire a kid on an empty stomach. So I'm like, I need to get them something to eat. So in me buying all this pizza, Mr. Anderson stopped me one night and was like, hey man, we seeing you buying all this pizza. How you getting this pizza? And when I told him what I do, it was like his eyes lit up. He was like, you know what? I can't give you any money, but whenever you need some pizza, you call me. So for the last 4 or 5 years, if I need 2 or 22, Mr. Anderson is one call away. So that's a partnership. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't ask him, but I do believe my consistency and being accessible allowed it to gel together, and the kids are benefiting from that. So now when I go to other people like Walmart and ask, I need to buy some bikes on a discount, they're like, who that Flies on man? I'll be seeing you, I'll be hearing you. So thank God for social media. It allows me to be consistent and accessible to all the people. So I just work with what we have. Just do what I do and allow social media to put me on that platform and allow other people to come in and partner with me on that. So I'm grateful for all my partnerships. So again, Domino's Pizza, If you're out there hungry, make sure. I know Pizza Hut may be good, Papa John's might be good, but please eat some Domino's pizza on behalf of me and the family.
I love it. Oh my goodness. You know what? I bet you couldn't even imagine just how fast this thing has grown. Did you imagine that you would be in this position and Fly Zone would be in this position at this point?
I had no idea. I always wanted, because when I started, I didn't have a meeting space. So salute to the Masonic Lodge 99 for allowing me to come into that space. They even gave me a key, and I'm not even a Mason. How cool is that? Again, being consistent and accessible. They see you doing the work. They want to offer something. They couldn't give me finance. They couldn't give me pizza, but they gave me the space. The public library, when I went there for something else, they was like, again, you that Fly Zone man. Hey, where y'all meeting at? Well, we meeting over here. So, hey, we have a room. Oh, wow. Now they have a projector. Now when we went to the library, the kids had to get the first library card. Some kids didn't know what a public library was. So their partnership with me allowed kids to be exposed to something great. So I just thank God for, again, being accessible and being consistent.
Oh, yes. I want to go back a little bit and talk about your evolution. Again, we've already, touched on so many things you've already been a part of. And since I've known you, I've seen you take on motivational speaking gigs. You've been keynote speaking. You've started acting classes. You are literally, reinventing yourself, evolving, living out your dreams. What sparks you to continue moving in that direction? Do you think it's important for kids to see you, moving forward, pressing forward, trying new things, so then they can be exposed to that as well?
Yes, that's exactly what it is in a nutshell. That's it. Not just my kids, but all the kids in my program and the ones that aren't in my program. Because believe it or not, some kids don't think it's cool to be in the Fly Zone, but they will see soon. But yeah, that definitely keeps me moving. So kids can see if Mr. Rimmer can do it, I know I can do it. But let me call Mr. Rimmer. I see you doing so how can I get? Okay, here you go. Here's an outlet. Here's a partnership we can use so we can maybe be an actor, or entrepreneur, motivational speaker. Because I had no idea that I would be. I'm like, man, I just did a public speaking event on yesterday. I have one tomorrow, 2 next week. I'm like, man, I didn't even think that was gonna be it. So
wow.
Yeah, so thank God for it again. Always. I'm not this smart. I promise you I'm not.
It's so funny. I always say this, and I've heard so many other people say this too. You think you have your life planned out, and God laughs, and then He gives you something completely different than what you ever could imagine.
Yes. Even with the name Fly Zone, I used to be referred to as being fly, I guess because my style or whatever. So I'm not that wise to give it the acronym, Forever Lifting Youth. Man, how fly is that? There has to be inspired. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would have thought? And then for the older people, you just drop the TH, it'll be Forever Lifting You. So I have something for everyone. Yeah. So it's
I love that. Oh, yeah. So again, I guess I'll ask this question now. Are there other things that you want to do that you feel like you haven't gotten a chance to do yet for the young people in Bolivar County?
Yes, the Fly Zone. I guess I want to take a spin from the former YMCA, the Fly MCA, our own space, the teen internet cafe, Wi-Fi, gymnasium, tennis court, basketball court, common real computer lab, just a space for kids to be at home, to come and just be reminded that, look, you don't have to be in a rush to become 21, 22, 23. Just relax where you are, 10, 11, 12. Just come be that in this space. We just watch you grow and evolve as you should. Not too fast, not too slow, but at the pace God wants you to be. So that's what we want to do, the Fly Zone. So I hope I'm speaking that into the atmosphere on your show. And I just thought about today is Wednesday. Oh, the perfect day. Oh, see what I'm saying? You see how you see everything just, man, I'm gonna get too excited.
No, most definitely. We winning on Wednesday.
Yes. I teach my kids that be expecting something great to happen on Wednesday. It may happen on other days for sure, but Wednesday, I promise you, something's gonna happen. And look at today for me. Yes, thank you.
Of course. I want to get into this because you've mentioned, being a father a bit. Can you, first of all, I hate that Braylon isn't here, and I completely understand. But when I saw the news, and he's 9 years old, correct?
Yes, he's 9.
When I saw the news that this young 9-year-old had become an author, I was like, oh my goodness, this is my childhood dreams being realized, because I've always wanted to be a writer. But at that age, I was just, writing whatever, doing class assignments. I was not thinking I could actually be a published author at that age. First of all, talk about the feeling that brings you as a father, and then we'll definitely get into the book. But I can only imagine how you feel.
I'm getting chills now to hear you talk about it like that. It reminds me, it's unbelievable. That's the only word I can get. I know that's my son. He leaves with, I see him every day, but I promise you, sometimes I just catch myself looking at him like, wow, that's unbelievable is the word. Unbelievable. That's it.
How did he get into writing? Did he come to you and your wife one day and say, I want to do this thing? What happened?
I love sharing this story. He said, Dad, you tell this story too much. He don't understand how much I love to tell it. He was 6 years old, and for Christmas, we allowed him in Brooklyn to give us a Christmas list. Whatever they put on the list, we just let them go from top of just whatever we want, 100 things. We're just gonna get what we think is important. So of course we see his list. He was like, I don't play with toys anymore. Throw all my toys away. Toys away. I said, what you gonna do? We just got new toys. I want you guys to buy me a computer desk, night light, a laptop. Of course, my wife was kind of hesitant, like, we just bought these toys. We're not even gonna change his mind. I'm like, no, let's just try it. Ain't got nothing to lose. And plus, it's cheap. Little desk, laptop. So, we got this stuff because we excited about it. So we started coming home. He's like, y'all read this. What you write? Read this. Man, what you doing? Oh, Dad, I'm just writing a book. Like, just writing a book? Like, serious, man? Yeah, I just be writing. Like, wow. So that's exactly how it happened. We got him his nightlight, computer desk, and laptop, and lo and behold, the Phoenix Sun was birthed out of that. So,
talk about the Phoenix Sun. What is it about?
Man, young kid by the name of Nadir, whose parents couldn't have a child. His mother prayed to the goddesses, and Nadir was born and realized that he had superpowers. But he thought he was a geek or not normal. He didn't believe in himself, but in the end, he ran across the Phoenix, which was his mother in the afterlife, who inspired him to go and be great. So this book is for adults and children. The illustrator was from India. We talked to him about our son, wrote the book, and we sent him information. He was like, wait a minute. I thought you guys told me your son was 8, 9 years old. Like, there's no way. Yeah, this is all. So in the misspelled words, whatever it is, it's all my son. Which I'm putting misspelled words. I'm just
that is, when I say awesome, I remember, seeing you two back at an event, in Cleveland, probably about, I know it was during the pandemic, it was outside, and I remember waving over to you, and I saw y'all had a stand. I can't remember what event it was, but it was downtown.
Oktoberfest?
Yes, that's what it was. And I saw the stand, and I just remember being in awe, like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Talk about the community response to this book. I've seen people of all races and everything, all ages, be supportive of this project.
Yes, everybody, even at the public library, offered us a book signing. After school program ran by Mr. Phil Shank called C2K Ministry gave Brady's first interview. Of course, the News Center in Greenville gave him an interview. Big V at the radio station in Greenville. West Baltimore School District purchased 200 books for their summer school kids. Different families, organizations have purchased the book. So he's been doing great, and he loves to hear his cash out being. He loves to hear that. I'm rich. So the support is overwhelming. It really is. And he's also just dropped his second book, The Paragons, which is more of a comic style book, which was birthed from the Phoenix Sun. Nadir went into another world and met all these other superheroes that Braylon Rimmer, the 9-year-old, wanted them to look exactly like he wanted them to look and be birthed like he wanted them to be birthed. So it's been great. The community support is overwhelming. Every day somebody, I need to get a copy of a book. I need to get a photo with him. So yeah, so it's been, his school at the library has the book is an AR book. So his friends and classmates or other students at the school can read his book, take an AR test on it. So how cool is that? And he was the first to take the AR test. Another funny story about that, the AR test, you have to have 5 questions. So my wife and I was kind of busy, and we'll get to it. And my son went to school and presented the librarian with the questions and the answers on his own.
Wow. Talk about a superstar.
And he's so humble. He's not like his dad. I'm just, just like, whatever, Dad. It's like, he still say that. Like it's only a book. Like he don't understand, like, dude, you're 9 years old. What are you? Loves to write. Loves to go to the bookstore. Loves it. He's writing I guess he won't mind me telling this. He's in the process of writing a graphic novel. So I'm not sure what it's gonna look like, or he give me bits and pieces, but that's the term. That is not a comic book style. It's not my first book or a coloring book. It's a graphic novel. Okay, so my son is preparing a graphic novel for the world. So you're the first one to hear about this publicly.
Yes. Well, thank you for giving me the scoop. But I have to ask you this, because it wasn't even on my question list, but I thought about it as you were, talking about Braylon. What you have been speaking of is noticing something your child loves and helping to see that through and invest in that thing, right? How important is that to you as a father? And what are some tips or things that you can share with other parents who may not even know where to start with noticing something like that?
I strongly encourage you, just listen to your child. Because I tell my wife all the time, like, I can only imagine if I hadn't listened to the Christmas list. He's only 6, baby. He's just talking. Go in there and play with them toys. And then he grows up, ventures off to something else, and he comes back and tells me, you know what, Dad? I wanted to be an author, but you didn't give me my laptop and nightlight or computer desk. So I want to make sure I just listen to him. If he won't lie, I still do. If a new movie comes out, he's like, Dad, you know this song, so movie coming out, we got to go to the movie. We're going. I don't try to, no, but I got in speaking engagement. No, I'm going to work around that. I'm going to go to the movies on this day. We're going to put this. Well, I can't make it to that engagement. I promised my son I was going to the movie. So I try to make sure I honor that, because I don't want to deter that. If he stops writing, it would not be because his dad didn't listen and his dad didn't assist him with it. That would not be the case.
Yes. What else do you have going on? What's next?
Still praying about that bill and looking for that bill. But I got my eyes on something. I really do. So I want that. That's what I want to do. I want to do that. Yes, I want to do. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to do that. So I guess you're looking at the founding director of the F.L.Y. MCA. You know what I mean?
Yes, we love to hear it and see it. I can't wait to see that. I will, I'm going to share it when it happens, and definitely praying for you on that. One last question, and of course, if there's some other things you want to, tackle, we can. The 3 pillars of this show, and I've kind of said it throughout, but purpose, passion, people. That's the reason I do what I do. It's clearly why you do what you do. When you hear those 3 words, purpose, passion, people, what comes to mind for you?
Tying those 3 together. Making sure that other people have purpose and passion. And you can do that by showing them your purpose and passion.
Oh, yeah. You summed it up for me. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it so much. I'm just amazed. You continue to amaze me when I'm looking on social media and seeing how much more stuff you're doing. I'm like, what's next? But yeah, definitely sending positive love and energy your way, and hope that F.L.Y. MCA comes to fruition quicker than I can blink my eyes. So
I want to catch him off guard, like bam, in your face. That's
definitely
amazing. Yeah. And share my social media handles one more time, if you don't mind, so they can catch up with my son.
Of course.
On Facebook, it'll be Fly Zone, F.L.Y.Z.O.N.E, one word. Instagram, Mr._Fly Zone. Yes. Yes. I love it. And for those that don't know, my motto, salute me when you see me. That means when you salute me, you're just in agreement with everything we stand for and everything that we do.
Yes. Thank you for, I don't know why I didn't ask that.
It's cool.
That should have been my first question, but we got it in here. So that's good.
Thank you.
But of course, the next time we'll definitely, hopefully it's in person and we can get Braylon on here because I know he'll probably.
She's the new way. The Aallyah Wright Show.